Beginning. The girl beneath the wreckage. Daniel darted forward, slid under a collapsed wing, and found her. A girl, no older than 8 or 9 by human standards, pinned beneath a twisted support beam. Her skin was pale silver, with faint glowing lines curling across her cheeks like veins of bioluminescent ink. Her eyes were a deep violet, pupilless, wide with terror. She saw Daniel and flinched. Her voice trembled. "Don't eat me." Daniel blinked. "Kid, I'm not here to hurt you." She didn't understand his words, but she recognized his tone. She shook harder, clutching something, a small pendant carved from bone. The ground thundered. Something roared in the distance. Too deep. Too hungry. Daniel looked at the beam crushing her leg. He braced his boots. He heaved. Metal screamed. The girl cried out, but the beam lifted. He shoved it aside, scooped her into his arms, and sprinted as the jungle erupted behind him. A beast, towering, insectoid, armored with bone plates, burst from the trees, mandibles dripping green saliva that hissed when it touched the ground. A Goremaw. Even the name made soldiers uneasy. Daniel didn't think. He ran. Branches whipped his face. Roots lashed at his boots. The child buried her face into his chest, trembling violently. The Goremaw shrieked behind them, closing the distance, 6 legs gouging the ground like blades. Daniel dove behind a ridge, shielding the girl as a burst of acidic spittle-melted rock where he had stood seconds before. He raised his rifle. 3 shots. 4. 5. The beast shrieked in irritation, not pain. His gun barely scratched it. He grabbed a thermal grenade from his belt, slammed it against a tree trunk, and whispered, "Okay, big guy, chew on this." He tossed it. The Goremaw lunged. The grenade detonated. The jungle lit up. The explosion tore off one of the creature's legs and sent it crashing sideways into the brush, bellowing. Daniel didn't stay to watch. He grabbed the girl's trembling hand. "Move." She didn't understand the word, but she understood his urgency. She ran with him. Middle. The truth of why she was abandoned. They reached a small cavern hidden behind a waterfall of shining blue water. Daniel scanned the perimeter. No life signs within 200 meters. Safe for now. The girl collapsed, clutching her ankle. Daniel crouched, checking the wound. Not broken. Not lethal. But swollen and badly bruised. He wrapped it gently. When he finished, she stared at him, blinking, confused. She tapped her chest. "Sci-Fi." Daniel nodded. "Daniel. Human." "Human," she echoed carefully. "Good enough." Her stomach growled. Daniel handed her a nutrient bar. She sniffed it, unsure, then bit into it cautiously. Her eyes widened in surprise. She devoured it. Daniel smiled faintly. "Hungry, huh?" She stared at him again, long, searching, like she was evaluating him for the first time. Finally, softly, she whispered, "You save, Sci-Fi." Her voice was broken, heavily accented, but understandable. "Yeah," Daniel said. "I saved you." She hesitated, then said something that froze his blood. "No one saves me, not even my people." Daniel's jaw tightened. "Why?" She swallowed hard. Tears pooled in her violet eyes. "Monsters hunt. My people run. They leave me. Because I'm not pure." "What do you mean, not pure?" She held out her pendant. Inside it was a scrap of metallic fiber, half silver, half black. Sci-Fi's lips trembled. "My mother was exile. My father a soldier from other clan. Mixed blood. Forbidden." Daniel understood enough. Her people abandoned her because she was different. Because she wasn't pure. Because fear made them cruel. He clenched his fists. I won't abandon you, he said. Sci-Fi didn't know the word, but she knew his tone. For the first time, she smiled. A tiny, fragile smile. It didn't last. The ground rumbled again. The Goremaw was still alive, still hunting, and now it had friends. Multiple seismic signatures. Multiple hunters. Daniel lifted his rifle. Sci-Fi grabbed his sleeve. Daniel, no fight. Monsters many. You die. She looked at him with haunted understanding. I suppose to die. Sacrifice. Tribe offer me. Monsters take. Tribe safe. Daniel felt sick. They offered you to the monsters? She nodded silently. A trembling breath. I scared. I scream. They run. Leave me. She hugged herself. Monsters come. You come. You save. Daniel swallowed. His voice was hoarse. I'm not letting them take you. Not now. Not ever. Sci-Fi blinked up at him. Why? Why human help monster child? Daniel exhaled slowly. Because you're not a monster. You're just a kid. She trembled. No one say that before. The monsters arrived. The cavern entrance exploded. A Goremaw claw burst through the stone, followed by another. Then another. Daniel shoved Sci-Fi behind him. 3 Goremaws. 1 wounded. 2 fresh. Not winnable. Not even close. He raised his rifle and fired anyway. The shots sparked uselessly off armor. The first Goremaw lunged. Daniel tackled Sci-Fi, rolling her aside as the creature's claws tore into stone where she'd been. She screamed. Daniel fired again, forcing one to flinch. But they were circling, cutting off escape. He had 1 grenade left. 1. He shoved it into the wounded Goремaw's exposed joint, kneed it backward, and dove over Sci-Fi just as it detonated. The blast ripped the beast apart. The shockwave fractured the cavern ceiling. Rocks fell. Dust roared. But 2 Goremaws remained. Daniel pushed himself up, coughing blood. His chest armor was cracked. His ribs burned. He couldn't win. He knew it. But Sci-Fi didn't. She stared at him with desperate hope. Hope he would die trying to protect her. He raised his rifle. The beasts closed in. Then, the jungle screamed. The jungle takes sides. Barath. 9 was not just dangerous. It was alive. The ceiling split, not from the grenade, but from the jungle itself as massive vine tendrils erupted downward, glowing with primal energy. They wrapped around the Goremaws, crushing, pulling, breaking. The monsters shrieked and thrashed, but the jungle did not release them. It enveloped them completely, dragging their twitching bodies into the earth. Sci-Fi was shaking violently, eyes wide. Jungle, protect. Daniel stared. Slowly, the tendrils retracted. The ground stilled. Silence fell. Sci-Fi whispered, Monsters take, child sacrifice. But you will protect child. Jungle, choose. Daniel frowned. Choose what? Sci-Fi pointed to the glowing vines. Jungle alive. Ancient. It hate blood offering. It hate cruelty. You break cycle. You defend the abandoned. She touched his hand. Jungle like you. Daniel shook his head. That shouldn't even be possible. But he had seen stranger things. The jungle had judged them and chosen who deserved protection. And who deserved to be eaten. He looked at Sci-Fi. She looked back, trembling but alive. And something changed. He reached out and gently brushed dust from her hair. We're getting out of here. She nodded quickly. Yes. Please. He lifted her into his arms. This time she didn't resist. She held on to him like he was the only solid thing in the world. Maybe he was. Ending, The human and the girl Daniel climbed through the remnants of the shattered cavern and made his way back toward his shuttle extraction point. The jungle parted for him. Literally, vines shifting aside, branches bending, roots curling away. Sci-Fi stared in awe. Jungle follow you. You good? Daniel huffed. I'm just trying to get us home. She tilted her head. Home with you? Daniel stopped walking, looked down at her. Her silver skin, bruised and dirt-smeared. Her bone pendant. Her trembling hands clutching his armor. He thought of her tribe abandoning her. Of her people offering her as prey. Of the monsters chasing her through the wilds. And he thought of her tiny whisper. No one saves me. He took a breath. Yeah, he said softly. Home with me. She tightened her grip, burying her face into his chest with a shaky exhale. Daniel, thank you. The jungle whispered around them, almost like approval. At the extraction site, the rescue shuttle arrived. The ramp lowered. Sci-Fi hesitated, fear flickering again. What if humans no want me? What if I'm monster? Daniel knelt. You're not a monster, he said firmly. You're a survivor. She swallowed hard. You want me? I do, he said. And I'll protect you. Her eyes brimmed with tears. Then she nodded. They stepped onto the ramp together. As the shuttle lifted into the clouds, the jungle below shifted, trees leaning, vines swaying, almost waving goodbye. Sci-Fi whispered, Daniel, you saved me from monsters. He smiled faintly. No, he said. You saved me too. And for the first time in her life, she believed it.